Did you know that nearly 60% of Americans report feeling financially stressed? And yet, many schools are still leaving out one of the most essential skills to navigate adult life: financial literacy. So, why isn't financial literacy taught in schools? It's a big question, and the answers are deeper than you might think. Let's explore this, shall we? Now, let's get one thing straight. It's not like schools are actively avoiding teaching you about money. Well, not all of them. But the truth is, financial education in schools has been historically neglected for a number of reasons. Some of it comes down to priorities, some to outdated curricula, and some to simple misconceptions about what students really need to know. But we'll dive into all of that. The first thing we have to address is the system itself. Our education system has been designed to focus on more traditional subjects: math, science, history, and English. These are the core subjects that have been drilled into us for decades. Money? Well, it hasn't always been viewed as part of the core curriculum, even though it affects almost every aspect of our lives. Think about it. Do you remember any formal lessons on credit scores, taxes, or managing debt from your school days? Yeah, me neither. Now let's talk about one of the reasons financial literacy isn't prioritized: the lack of teacher training. Teachers are amazing at what they do, but the majority of them don't have the specialized training to teach personal finance. Financial concepts like investing, budgeting, or even how interest works require a certain level of expertise. Without those skills, it's hard for educators to confidently teach their students, especially when they're often teaching subjects they weren't trained for in the first place. Another factor? The outdated nature of the curriculum. Here's a little shocker for you. Some school systems still teach outdated financial concepts that don't reflect the current economic landscape. For example, how many schools still focus heavily on paper-based banking when everything's going digital? Schools often cling to outdated textbooks that aren't keeping pace with new technology or emerging financial strategies. And let's not even get started on how little they cover topics like cryptocurrency or the gig economy, things that matter a whole lot today. Then there's the issue of timing. Financial literacy often requires consistent long-term teaching, which doesn't fit neatly into the short-term semester-based academic structure. To fully understand money, you need to not only know how to budget, but also how credit works over time, how compound interest affects savings, and how to build long-term wealth. That's hard to do in a one-off class or a few hours of instruction. But here's the kicker. There's a huge societal shift happening. Financial stress is at an all-time high, and young people are finding themselves unprepared to handle basic financial tasks when they leave school. Take Liam, for example. He graduated from high school with top marks, went on to college, and somehow found himself buried in credit card debt by the time he was 22. Why? Because, like most people, no one had taught him the basics of managing debt. He didn't even understand how interest rates worked, and before he knew it, the debt snowballed. But let's not stop there. Financial illiteracy affects more than just the average consumer. It impacts entire economies. When people are unprepared financially, they're more likely to fall victim to scams, struggle with saving for retirement, or make poor decisions that hinder their economic well-being. The whole system suffers, not just the individual. If we don't teach kids how to manage their money properly, we're doing them, and society, a massive disservice. Now, I'm not here to point fingers. We all know change is slow, but there's hope on the horizon. Many advocacy groups, financial professionals, and even a few forward-thinking schools are starting to push for financial literacy to be a mandatory subject. And guess what? It's working. More schools are beginning to integrate personal finance into their curriculum, albeit slowly. In fact, according to the National Endowment for Financial Education, 21 states now require high school students to take a course in personal finance before graduation. It's a step in the right direction, but we still have a long way to go. So, what can we do about it? If you're in a school system that doesn't offer financial literacy, don't panic. You can still learn. Online resources, books, and financial literacy programs are everywhere. A quick search will turn up hundreds of guides to help you understand everything from saving to investing. And if you're a parent, consider pushing for financial education in your child's school. Get involved. There are advocacy groups and petitions aimed at expanding financial education, and your voice can help make a difference. We're at a crossroads. Financial education isn't just about teaching kids how to balance a checkbook, which, let's be honest, is basically obsolete anyway. It's about equipping the next generation with the knowledge to make smart, informed decisions that can set them up for financial success or failure. Because when it comes to managing money, it's not about being born rich. It's about knowing how to handle what you've got. If this topic struck a chord with you, let's talk about it in the comments. What's the one financial topic you wish you had learned in school? I'm all ears, and I'll be responding to as many as I can. Also, if you want to stay ahead of the game with personal finance tips, hit that subscribe button. Financial literacy is a lifelong journey, and we're in this together. And remember, this content is for educational purposes only and not financial advice. Always consult a certified financial professional for personalized guidance. If you found this video helpful, you're going to love what's coming next. Click the video on screen to keep learning and leveling up your finances.